Hi, this is Trevor Conkergood. Welcome to this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week. And our topic for this week is how to create a custom shape to use with the wordplay tool. And so, first of all, I'll point out that the wordplay tool is up here in the purple tool group. When you click on the wordplay tool, the first choice that you get to make is what shape do you want to work with? And there's a list of all the shapes that you can work with, and it's quite a long list of shapes. And so if you choose the cloud shape, then that will update. And essentially, if I say generate, it's going to fill in my cloud with the words that are in this box here. So that's currently the word and the word play. But of course, you can change that to be any words that you want. You could make it be, Monday and I and maybe hate. And basically click generate. And so now you're going to have a cloud with the words I and hate and Monday. And that is going to be kind of filling in the cloud. And so I guess the topic for today is not necessarily just how to use the wordplay tool, but how you can actually create your own custom shapes. And so, although there is a nice kind of gallery of shapes to choose from, it's possible that you could come up with your own shape, and maybe there's a shape of a football that you need and we don't have it, or some kind of a shape, or maybe even it's just a simple oval shape that you have a specific shape that you want to have and fill in. And so if you can't find just the right shape in the whole collection, it is possible to create your own. And so that's kind of what today's all about. It's how to create your own shape. And of course, if you already have a shape, then really all you would have to do is open it up. So any shape, for example, that's already in your custom shape library, if that shape was not in the wordplay library and you wanted to add it to that gallery, then you would simply open it. And so now that I have this banner open and selected, I could click on the Tools drop-down menu. And about halfway down where you see the options for save, there's an option to save it as a wordplay shape. So that is different from save as custom shape, which of course would save it into the custom shape library. Um, but if you want to save it to your wordplay library, then you choose save wordplay shape. And once you do that, it will give you the option to give it a name. And so I'll call this banner, and click save. So now when we open up our wordplay tool and choose the shape selector, the option for banner is available. And now you could put in here baseball and 2025, and click generate to start to see. And now within this menu, you have the ability to alter, first of all, the size of the banner. So currently, the banner is about 3.78 inches wide and just over 1 inch tall. And considering we're starting with 0.79-inch letters, there's not a lot of room to put a lot of copies of these words down. But if you change, for example, the size of this to be, more like 8 inches wide, and then click generate, now you'll see a lot more copies of the word baseball and the word 2025 getting filled into my banner shape. And so here you have the ability to view everything in sort of a 3D view. So that's kind of an on and off. Of course, you can work in metric or imperial in here. If you wanted to, you could go backwards and see, the previous incarnation, or, the future one that you just made. And you can choose the font. It's going to work within one specific font. But once you generate the letters, it is, of course, possible to select the individual letter shapes and make further modifications like changing their font. But it's going to start out as all one font, but you can choose from any of the fonts in your font library, and you can set the default size, and then down below it kind of has the minimum and maximum percentage. So if I set this at 0.79 of an inch and this is at a maximum of 100, then that means the biggest one that we'll get would be 0.79 of an inch. But if I made this, for example, 200, then we could have one that was almost an inch and a half tall, and then as small as 10%. So each time you make an adjustment to your parameters and you click generate, the program will go ahead and basically, reapply those settings and come up with the new results. In fact, you don't even have to change any of the parameters. Just clicking generate will create a new result. It's kind of like shaking up the letters and then throwing them down and seeing where they land kind of in your shape. And so you can press generate at any point that you want. And if you come up with the one that's the perfect one, that's when you say okay. Also in here, I can control the number of colors, which is currently set to 15. If you only wanted it to be, 4 colors, then you could choose that. Maximum number of paths means the maximum number of word shapes that can be created. So if you don't want there to be any more than 10 of them within the shape, you could limit it within here. And you also have the ability to choose the angle. So right now it's set to any angle, but you could make them only show horizontally, or only show vertically, or only show diagonally. And so once again, I make some changes and I click generate, and the program goes to work and creates the new results. And so this is called the wordplay tool. And today specifically, we wanted to talk about how you could create your own custom shape. And so if you don't have the shape, you may need to create it. And so if I say okay, this will go ahead and create my wordplay embroidery. But what I mean by that is, let's start out empty workspace. And even if you just start out with your simple shape tool for things like rectangle and ellipse, if I draw just the right ellipse and I really would like to fill that in as a new wordplay shape, then I simply select the ellipse that I created, and I come to the tools drop down menu, and once again it's the option for save wordplay shape, and we'll just call this the frame 001, and then click save. So now I know that I have it. It's under F for frame. So when I come into my wordplay tool, oops, wrong tool, hit the one beside it, the wordplay tool, and I come to my selection box, then that will be down here under F for frame. Yeah, and now you can choose the size that you want to make it and the words that you want to fill it with, and click generate. And so we hope you enjoyed this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week. Until next week, have a great day and bye for now.